Banking has changed quite a bit thanks to the internet. While many people still prefer the brick and mortar experience when dealing with their money, today you can do many of the same functions online and over the phone. But unfortunately, criminals are cashing in on these remote transactions by impersonating banks. Here to tell us more is Bob, an AARP volunteer who spent much of his working years in the banking industry. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us. So,
You're
Bob,
welcome.
banking scams have been around a while, haven't they?
They have. They've been around probably as long as banks been in existence. And, for years we've seen common types of bank account fraud, like check fraud, when someone forges or deliberately bounces a check. But there's also check washing, where they've obtained your check somehow, and they eliminate the payee's name, they change the dollar amount, and then they, of course, cash it. There's cashback deposit scams where they've somehow gotten your deposit slip, and they'll go to your bank and deposit through the drive up, of course, deposit that check that they know is no good, but they'll ask for cash back. There's also people that will fake their identity to create safe deposit box fraud. And then, of course, debit card and credit card fraud, where they've stolen the numbers off of your cards. But these days, they're moving more towards online bank fraud.
Yeah, of course. And all of that sounds absolutely horrible, and no one ever wants to go through that situation. Are there any other common banking scams that we can look out for?
Well, the big one right now, it's got kind of a goofy name, but it's called spoofing. Spoofing starts with a phone call or an email or a text message that seems to be coming from your financial institution, but they'll carry an urgent warning to you about some sort of problem with your account or a transaction in your account. And they'll include a link that they want you to click on, or they've got a phone number included, and they want you to call that specific number.
Yeah, so how can someone defend themselves against spoofing?
Well, the first thing you need to remember is that your these scams, they won't contact, your bank will not contact you just out of the blue to ask for sensitive information. If you get one of these spoof calls or an email or a text, don't engage with these people at all. Absolutely don't give them any information. Instead, try to contact your bank using a legitimate phone number that you know to be accurate. Maybe you got it off of your bank account statement, or you look it up in the phone book. And that way you can verify the number and then call that institution, and then you're talking to your legitimate bank. And if there's a problem, they'll help you address it.
Yeah, absolutely. Are there any general rule of thumbs to safeguard your bank accounts?
Absolutely. The biggest one is check your accounts regularly. If something seems off, contact your bank immediately. And never, ever, ever give your PIN to anyone. No one at the bank should ever ask you for your PIN number, and there's no need for them to have it. Another one is to use strong, unique passwords that include a series of numbers, letters, symbols. I like to use a random password generator. That way it is completely unique. And then you can store it in a password manager. The other thing you should avoid is using public Wi-Fi to access your bank account or even do online shopping. If there's a hacker on there, they can steal your information and access your bank account. Another one is to avoid ATMs that are in touristy areas, or a standalone ATM that looks out of place. Using an ATM at your financial institution or another trusted financial institution is the best alternative for you in those cases.
Yes, definitely. So if you end up as a victim of a banking scam, what should you do?
Well, the first thing is, if you suspect an unauthorized transaction in your account, contact your bank or your credit union immediately. Once you notify them, they have usually about 10 business days to research the transaction and get back to you. The other thing I would encourage you to do is contact the AARP Fraud Watch helpline. That's an 800 number. It's 877-908-3360. And They will help you. These people are trained in all kinds of scams, and you do not need to be of a certain age or an AARP member to contact the Fraud Watch helpline.
All right, wonderful. And we do also have the website up there, aarp.org/fraudwatchnetwork, that you can also go to if you think that you are also a banking scam victim, and this wouldn't be a problem if it wasn't common. So thank you so much, Bob, for telling us all about that this morning.
You're welcome. Thank you for having it.
Absolutely. Well, we have lots more coming up on today's show, so you want to stick around after the break.